Units have a cone-like line of sight. When moving it looks a bit awkward. When the characters walk you can't even see the dust trail behind them. So I diminished down the grayscale effect and the colors just look a bit muted now. When you end the turn, the fog of war gets replenished like before. And hopefully this is enough to give players enough information that the soldiers don't have 360 vision without having to resort to some sort of tutorial. Next up, I worked on the graphics and focused on the trees because initially they were just placeholders and they outlived their stay. And I tried different approaches here, from doing some trees in Blender and rendering them to a texture, or using some third-party assets I found on the internet. But honestly, it just felt wrong. It just didn't match what we're trying to build. So in the end I just hired someone to do it, and it was a bit expensive but definitely worth it, especially when I animated them through the shader. We also added some rocks created by yours truly, and these have low cover whereas the tree is high cover, and I'm really happy on how these turned out, especially if I zoom in a bit. You can see there's a lot of detail going on. Let's have a look at some other things we worked on. So added some tiles for the cityscape, which has some interesting things like this sidewalk. Also added a car, pedestrian crossing, and I really like how these look when you throw a grenade on them. They distort the paint rather nicely. Anyway, let's go a bit further to the top. So I can see through this house because these are windows, which you can't walk through them, but you can destroy them rather easily. So also added some other things like this couch and all sorts of other props, which you can also destroy. And that's kind of about it. There's been a lot of artwork development going on. The next video will be more coding focused, but it will also be really interesting, so I do hope I will catch you then.